All right. Hello, hello. I'm Tracy Pierce. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a series of free, short little animal communications, 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how much your animal friend might have to share with us. I started doing this. I just got the intuitional ping to start connecting with some of the animals around the world. I was really curious what they were thinking about the pandemic that's currently happening in the world, and wanted to give people an opportunity to connect with their pets, even just briefly, so they could understand what was happening for them. So we may or may not have more people join us live here, but I do have the chat box open if you have questions for our particular animal we're talking to. Today we're going to be talking with Jojo, and let's see, I'm going to share screen with you here. Okay, so we've got Jojo here with us. And Jojo is somebody, one of my friends on Facebook sent me his image and asked me to connect with him. The only information I have about him is he was a little puppy, and I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago he disappeared. And the owner, I think, thought he might be stolen. And so we're going to connect in with Jojo and see what he's doing. I don't know if my little pooch who's here is going to bark. What do you think, Carrie? Can you? All right. So if you hear any barking, that's my little helper pooch in the background. But I'm going to go ahead and get quiet and start tuning into Jojo. And for any of you who have watched any of my previous videos, it's the other animals I've talked to so far I have connected with before. And so I tend to think of it like when you're going to a new town and learning your way around, where the first few times you drive a route, like say you're driving from your hotel to a specific restaurant, or from your hotel to some kind of hiking area or tourist destination or something, where when you first do it, it all seems very unfamiliar and new. But then as you repeat those patterns going in, it kind of solidifies. It solidifies even a neural pathway in your brain of, oh, this is the way we do it. This is the way we go in. And it's kind of the same for me with animal communication. So the animals that I've talked to previously, it's really easy for me to click in and connect with them. But when I'm connecting with a new animal that I haven't connected with before, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to kind of find that pathway in. So that's what I'm going to do here right now, is just get quiet and take a few minutes to tune into Jojo and see what he would like to share with us today. So I'm starting to get a sense of his presence and asking him if he'd like to connect with me. And part of him actually feels a little bit unsure about connecting with me. Hi, Jojo. I'm a friend of the lady who you used to live with when you were a little puppy. She asked me to connect with you and see how you're doing. She wondered what happened to you. And I feel sort of this kind of spark of recognition from him, like, oh, okay, that's who you are. So, Jojo, what would you like to tell us about yourself or what's happening for you right now? He is showing himself to me still in the same body, the same dog body, a little bit bigger. He's not a total puppy anymore. I do feel him just very, he has this bubbliness to him. very joyful. Jojo, can you tell us what's happening around you, like where you are, or what the situation is like for you right now? I get this sense of being in a household with at least three people. I keep seeing um, two more boys, like not really young boys. Can you show me more, Jojo? Like kind of these early teenager kind of boys. Um, yeah, and I feel a dad there as well. Is it just the three of them in the house with you, Jojo, or is there somebody else? Yeah, I'm just feeling these three people, two maybe early teenage boys and a dad. Can you tell us how you ended up there, Jojo? I think your mom's a little or the gal that you used to live with when you were little puppies is wants to make sure you're okay and understand what happened to you. Can you tell us more? It's kind of gray and a little bit hazy. Like what I see is him passing from one set of hands to another set of hands to another set of hands. Um, I know the previous owner was a little bit concerned that maybe he was stolen. Do you remember what happened to you that day, Jojo, when you left your other owner? Yeah, there's this. He's showing me like this sense of being scooped up and just taken, and yeah, there's this sense of he was then given to somebody else and then somebody else. Was it just two times, or are you not sure? He says there was this period of time where I just wasn't sure where I was going to be waking up. The people who took me were very nice. Like I was never beaten or treated badly or anything like that. Yeah, and there was he's showing me the mom where he lives passed away, the mom of the two teenage boys. And it was before I got there, he says, but in some ways I was kind of a replacement for their mom in some ways, not totally, but the boys were definitely like they wanted to have a dog in the house and um he says these boys treat me like they've never had a dog of their own. He says there's kind of this sense that the mom would never allow pets in the house and that the boys had really asked the dad they wanted a dog. um, this was there had been some like they're showing me maybe at the time period of maybe a year had passed since the mom had died before this Jojo came to live with them. Jojo, are you happy where you are? Yes, I love these boys. They're so sweet. He's showing his heart, kind of like the energy from his heart going out and around these boys. Like he really, really loves them, and he feels um, this is a good place for him to be. Jojo, are there any messages you would like to give to your previous owner, the one who had you when you were a puppy? Like, I'm really sorry this was so hard on you. I know it was hard on you. Like I wasn't expecting this. This wasn't something that I really set up. Jojo says, yeah, I can really, it's interesting. I feel sort of this joy and pain at the same time in my heart. And Jojo showing for the previous owner, he really had a lot of love for her. Um, he wasn't expecting to leave her. It was hard for him to do that when he was taken. It's like I do have a lot of joy now, and so like when I think back of her, it makes it a bit hard for me because I know that she had some suffering when I left, and that certainly wasn't my intention. Jojo says I do feel like I ended up where I was supposed to be, though. Like he feels a really strong heart pull towards these two little teenage boys that he's working with. Yeah, and he's showing again, I feel that pain in the heart. Like he does understand and knows that the previous owner had a lot of pain after he was gone. Is there something that she might be able to do to um, move through the grief, or um, what do you think, Jojo? Do you think there's something that might help her? Yeah, there's this sort of sense he's like, you have to kind of move through the grief. Um, he feels like the previous owner is maybe hitting some blocks, like um, feeling the pain and not wanting to feel it and then shutting it out. So it becomes harder for her. Yeah, he's even suggesting something like a grief support group might be helpful, or just somebody to talk to who has some training in grief issues might be helpful for this previous owner. There's um, what he's showing me is kind of this locked kind of area, just this little spot in the heart for the previous owner that it's really hurting her, Jojo says. And he wants her to know that he does still love her. And, part of him wonders what it would have been like to stay with her. And he really understands how hard this must be for her. It's like, I'm really sorry that this had to happen this way. And he really wishes for her to find the support that she needs to move through this. I just feel this big swelling in the heart happen, and Jojo just has so much love for his previous owner. And is there something else that you want to say, Jojo? I feel like there was something I missed there. Can you say again? Yeah, there's this sort of sense of kind of an apology, like I'm really sorry this didn't work out. This wasn't what I planned. He's sorry. He never meant to hurt you. He does say, you know, even this picture, you can kind of tune into me and feel my heart and know that even though we're not physically together, that I can kind of hold your heart and you can feel my presence and that I love you as you kind of move through this grief. Thank you, Jojo. Is there anything else you want to tell us, Jojo? Anything else you'd like to tell your former owner? I feel him kind of condense everything that he just said, and really it comes down to I'm sorry, I still love you is what he's saying, and he just wants his previous owner to know that. Yeah, and that he really wants her to get that support that she needs. Okay, thank you, Jojo, so much for connecting with us here today. We're kind of coming close to the end of our time here, so I'm gonna, let's see, stop sharing the photo. Again, thank you, Jojo, so much for connecting with us. And again, I'll be doing these free animal communications. I don't know how long I'm going to do it. I just got the intuitional ping to start doing this, putting the videos out, offering them as a free way for people to get a little bit of information or touch in with their pets and see what's going on. So if you would like to get in on this, you can send me an email or send me a message over on Facebook, and I'd be happy to do a little short reading with your pet. So thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, take care and be well.